Good morning. This is simply, or 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 simply. David. It's David, not David Lynch. It's January 14th, 2025, and it's a Tuesday. In Naples, today, totally clear. It seems totally clear, cannot see in general. And with there is a wind since 3-4 days, heavy and cold. Yes, sir. And tontro salt seems now, and it's early, better say between early late afternoon, radio 14 and 10, T8 and 2. 48 and 2 Fahrenheit, 9 Celsius, and this means that it's really cold, like in this video. Less cold, in fact, it's a classic adjective that you use for the winter period since the first reports of 3 years, 3 almost 4 years. 3 years ago, there are some, I don't know, I remember, I think about it was on board Chinese, I suppose indeed I'm sure. So I see it, remember, seeing the same, that's also see it at the same time, it's my purpose. The fact that people should do Chinese is better, and perhaps a paradox for you, but not for me. I didn't do anything calibration, so for the spring and the autumn, and for the summer, in fact, for the spring and the autumn, so the adjective software, or for the summer, the adjective hot, so sono notato, sono easy cases. Casi catches, and I see the case, for me, also, I think absolutely inconvenience. Obviously, it's a cold because we enter in the winter few weeks ago, but in general, it's really cold, in particular in the last days or week. And yes, as you can notice, but at the same time, thanks to a method, about 2 points, inspired by a method of this Wim Hof, this Dutch athlete, and these points are the cold showers, if not freezer, and whereas little clothing as possible. Thanks to these points, I always try to fight the cold, and for this I feel it less than there are people. So thanks for this aspect, but also in general point of view, considering the case in general, I didn't notice, remember, in part from last year, I didn't notice, remember, first part of winter like this is for both the 2 aspects, for the fact that I try to fight the goals through these 2 points, and for the case in general, for me, the temperature is good, and in general, the thing is good, the things are good, the situation is good. I don't know if it's for the people feel some sensations, judgments for me, but it is from my latest rule, I think of not, for example, I think of cold showers as bit as possible. Generally people do hot showers, so I don't know where this depends on this. Still, but that's today I say for sure, as everything is just easy, it's beautiful, but it seems, in fact, maybe some things in this. Gary Fenn, I think at the temperature, I repeated this just before, 48 to Fahrenheit, 9 Celsius. But the main important thing is the atmosphere, it's situated. So before today we are most beautiful. Musica, non si scende il suono, ma è attivissimo, effettivamente queste anni, se abbiamo di belle stesse, fatte il cremato, se sono, fifetin, insomma, finché se, we vedo no, tengo, insomma, ne scan, consiglio lingue pire, consiglio che avrebbe non for now, vi vediamo for other 3 hours, 2 hours and 50, yes, 45-50 minutes in precise comparison con my emphasis su computer refresh rule, well, so, صار ميكروبين صار الكورتين والسوات ولسه لما اقدر ورس نسيرهم دي كورتين ووز دي سول السوات فكسونو ده the only difference and the only difference only in color of the flowers so the color of the previous sequence was yellow for gold while the first one pink, and this if not pink is similar to the color of the first one, and non infinite as at Vevere, as you also in the room, so from medical window, new good since around 172 pregnant and 2 years. In fact, quote in new in quote because we have it since more than 2 years, and also the subvisual intervention so OS is near behind me, but for me better visible instantly in the shot at Simon Johnny shot. As regarding the shooter, OS behind the cortina not visible, so since you get general vision, better visible for me instantly in the shot at Simon Johnny shot. And finally, from medical keeper and NGX 640, EPG, EPG, EPG 625, 820 miljoner generation. Questi molti people fanno dei parzi essere che indicatori. Sono bene mi sistema, sono mi servono. Tu adesso peschi and finally I hope you will get back. Tu dates really closest. And also late for my hours. Tipo l'importante è che ti fai con delle cose ragazzi. And if for an eye we are still fare con delle cose ragazzi, ma sembra it was a Saturday in fact nelle breakfast finten si obbligata a stare vita finten in parte mercoledì si fittuso degli esteri manca d'artings più che cui passa di mani all'università in fact ne sembra se tri so se finché te record on this record sembra se tri so straccia in fact confess that in this last day in particular in last Friday and the previous Friday I went really closest few minutes to reach it this record fact on last Friday this Friday I made it at 15 when to Friday ago 15 and 2 minutes. So as you can notice, I went really close, I repeat. But surely assure you not, I not made it at 15, so this is important. And if for an hour, the record is still intact, so and for my other sensations and also for this notes, I think that in fact that the record will be always reachable. Today beat really closes. As the record late also for my hours repeat there just only obviously in quote just only 14 and 10 minutes. But the important thing to show remember that in me also today fortunately with the sun. I'm really angry. And that's how we always say. Breakfast sono most ultime stuff. Absolutely. And for a few days, as you know, since a few days, as you know, when I said that new mythical shot, said that beautiful biscuits. This is Pam breakfast in particular, and the mark Pam cereals there. Is very incredible. And so as in this milk, there is new shot. You can see the coffee in it, obviously, but also the milk, the squeaky chocolate, as you can notice. However, I repeat, in general, the Nikolaj's breakfasts are always a bomb, but in particular this one is a mega bomb, and I repeat, I truly recommend the Palm Italian cereals because they are superb. Also, tomorrow, I suppose, if I don't die. In fact, not until tomorrow, October will happen. I'm well, we'll see.